I want you to imagine something. You come home after the longest day of your life. Exhausted. Carrying more than you should have to carry alone. You put your key in the lock. You open the door. And what you see on the other side changes everything. Not in a way you were prepared for. Not in a way any person can prepare for. In a way that divides your life into two halves. Before that door opened. And after. My name is Natalie. I had a career I was proud of. An apartment I had decorated carefully. And a man I loved with everything I had. His name was Ethan. And on a Wednesday evening in April, I opened our front door. And my heart broke so completely that I could actually feel it happening. This is that story. Ethan and I had been together for 4 years. We met at a work event neither of us had wanted to attend. A Tuesday evening networking dinner. I arrived late. The only empty seat was beside a man who was clearly also counting down the minutes until he could leave. He caught my eye as I sat down. Nodded slightly. Like we had made an agreement without speaking. 15 minutes later he leaned over and said, "On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you rather be somewhere else right now?" 11, I said. He laughed. And that was it. We talked until the restaurant was almost empty. He texted me before I had even started the engine. 3 words. 11 for me too. Ethan was the kind of person who made everything feel easier. Patient when I was anxious. Steady when I was uncertain. Present in a way I had not experienced before. I trusted him completely. Because he had earned it. Day by day. Year by year. Or so I believe. We moved in together after 2 years. An apartment in the city. High enough that city lights were visible from the bedroom window at night. I loved that apartment. Not just because of what it was. But because of what it represented. 2 people choosing each other. We had a routine I loved. Coffee together every morning. Dinner most evenings. Sunday mornings at the farmer's market. Long walks. The particular quiet of 2 people comfortable enough to say nothing. We talked about the future. Not in vague terms. In specific ones. A house eventually. Maybe a dog. Children someday. The kind of future you can see clearly. Because the person beside you makes it feel real. I was genuinely completely happy. I had no reason to believe that would change. I was wrong. Looking back now, I can see exactly when things began to shift. It was gradual. So gradual that each moment seemed unremarkable on its own. Ethan started working later. New project. Demanding client. Long hours. That was what he said. He became quieter over dinner. Just tired, he said. Work is a lot right now. He started going to the gym in the evenings. Which was new. Ethan had always preferred morning runs. But people change their routines. His phone was always nearby. Always face down. Always on silent. I noticed. But I told myself I was reading meaning into ordinary things. Being the kind of person I did not want to be. Suspicious without reason. I had no reason. That is what I kept telling myself. Until the Wednesday evening in April. When I opened the door. I had not been supposed to come home that evening. I had a client dinner. In the diary for 3 weeks. Ethan knew about it. But the client cancelled at 4 in the afternoon. I texted Ethan. Dinner cancelled. Coming home early. Want to order something? No reply. Which was not unusual. He was often in meetings late afternoon. I finished what I was doing. Packed up. Took the subway home. Walked the 3 blocks from the station. Let myself into the building. Took the elevator up. Put my key in the lock. Turned the handle. And opened the door. The lights were on. Music was playing from the living room. Something soft and intimate that immediately felt wrong in a way I could not name. I walked down the hallway. Past the coat hooks. Past the framed print we had chosen together. Past the small table with the plant I had been keeping alive for 2 years. I walked into the living room. And I stopped. Ethan was there. He was not alone. A woman was sitting beside him on our sofa. Close beside him. In a way that told me everything. Before either of them had seen me. In the 3 seconds before Ethan looked up, I understood everything. Time does something strange in moments like that. It slows down. Every detail becomes precise. The music still playing. The lamp casting warm light. Her hand near his on the sofa cushion. His expression when he saw me. Not guilt that collapsed into apology. Shock. Pure shock. The shock of someone who did not expect to be seen. He stood up immediately. Natalie. I held up one hand. I needed one moment where I was in control of something. The woman stood up too. I looked at her. Someone I had never seen before. A stranger from a world he had built that I knew nothing about. I think you should leave, I said to her. My voice was completely steady. She left without speaking. The door closed behind her. And Ethan and I were alone. In our apartment. In the life we had built. Standing on opposite sides of something that could not be uncrossed. I sat down. Not on the sofa. On the chair across from it. I needed to not be where she had been. Ethan stood. He started talking. The words came fast. He said it had started 3 months ago. He said it was a mistake from the beginning. He said he had been meaning to end it. He said he loved me. That was never in question, he said. He said he was sorry. Multiple times. Multiple ways. I listened to all of it. Without interrupting. Without reacting. When he finished, I said, 3 months. While I was making dinner. And asking about your day. And talking about our future. 3 months. He looked at the floor. Yes, he said. I am so sorry, Natalie. I know that means nothing right now. But I am. I stood up. You are right, I said. It means nothing right now. I need you to leave tonight. Tomorrow we will figure out what comes next. He left. I closed the door. Locked it. And stood in the hallway of my apartment. Completely alone. The music still playing softly. I walked to the speaker. And turned it off. The next morning Ethan came back. He placed his phone on the table between us. I need to show you something, he said. Before you make any decisions. You deserve the full truth. Even if it makes everything worse. I looked at him. Show me, I said. He turned the phone toward me. Messages. Going back not 3 months. But 8. 8 months of messages. But as I read them, something became clear that I had not expected. She had been pursuing him. Relentlessly. For 8 months. And Ethan had been pulling back. Repeatedly. For 7 of those months. The messages showed her pushing. Him creating distance. Her reappearing. Until 3 months ago. When he had made one significant mistake. Once. And had been trying to extract himself from ever since. I read every message. 3 times. Then I put the phone down. Why didn't you tell me? I asked. Because I was ashamed, he said. I was terrified of losing you. So I tried to fix it quietly. And made everything worse. You deserved the full truth from the beginning. I am sorry. For the mistake. And for the silence. Both. I gave myself 2 weeks. 2 weeks alone in our apartment. To think clearly. Without pressure. Without his apologies filling the room. And in that quiet, I separated several things that had been tangled together. The mistake he had made. The truth he had hidden. The man he had been for 4 years before that. The man he was showing me he wanted to be now. These were not all the same weight. At the end of 2 weeks, I called him. Come home, I said. We need to talk. I was not offering a free pass. Not a quick forgiveness. But a chance. A real one. Built on complete honesty. Therapy. Time. And the understanding that if anything was ever hidden from me again, that would be the end. He agreed. He came home. And we began the slow, difficult, honest work of rebuilding something better than what we had before. That was 18 months ago. It has not been easy. But it has been real. More real than before. And the apartment is still ours. The plant in the hallway is still alive. We are still here. Choosing each other. Every day. Deliberately. If you have ever opened a door and found something that broke your heart, I want you to hear this. You do not have to decide immediately. You do not have to decide based on anyone else's story. Give yourself time. Give yourself truth. And then decide from a place of knowing your own worth. That is the only decision that will hold.